Thank God it's Friday. Welcome to the show. I am Mariah Afolabi Brown, as always. I have the ladies in the building. Hi.
Good morning.
Yes, so how you guys doing? Same crew yesterday, right?
No,
Except
YK.
me.
Oh, okay, yeah. How you doing, Tokwe?
I'm very, very good. Yesterday was my kids' last day of school for the Christmas term, and we saw the results, and I was happy. So I feel very, very responsible if they do well or not. And during midterm, I was very, I almost cried because the result wasn't one of them that I felt was really, really good and all that. Yeah. So at the end of the day, they were both in the 90s, 90%, and I'm like wondering, so why exactly was I beating myself up for what happened at midterm? But we tried to avert it. But I just feel that a lot of women take responsibility for whatever happens with their children, and it shouldn't be excessively skewed just to the woman. It should be both parties working on getting the children to turn out to be the best possible they can be.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
But I'm happy.
I haven't looked at my results. When I got home yesterday, I just crashed.
That was the first thing I did. As in the first thing, I was just
I
sleeping. I was sleeping.
Nah.
Okay.
Honestly, I don't like to be
those
bothered
kind
too
of
much about
people.
results. Like, honestly, like, the kids did well throughout the term. I saw their results. They read their daily test and all that. So I knew they were doing okay. So I didn't care what the final percentile was. But how are you doing?
I'm doing good. For me, I look through results.
I need to
So
relax
we collected our result. My son's on here, and he did okay. I feel he can do it a lot better.
Yeah.
I mean, even the teachers, everybody says that he can do more. But my son can be really so carefree. But what I found funny today is their school party. My son, I don't know, my son likes to tuck in all his shirts. I don't like, no, it reminds me of Steve Urkel. I'm like, yes, and he insists on tucking them in. Yes, every day and then he'll pull his trousers. I don't know where he let it from. So today I had such a great laugh, And I wanted to take a few pictures, so I took it off. And he was, insisting. I said, let me just take the picture. When I take my pictures, then you can please tuck your shirt.
Can be funny.
Yeah.
But in my kids' school, they actually give them really nice gifts.
I've not opened the gifts, funny enough.
That was the one that's on my bed. I could actually open. They give them nice wristwatch clocks, twins. And the girl, my daughter got a hairdryer. Really nice.
Wow.
This is your school. This is our school.
Yeah, of course you have the same school.
Hi, Nima. How was Lasso yesterday?
Yes, so Lasso was fine. So let's do the shout out properly.
Yes, sir.
So
Thank you,
Bade
sir.
Geshin, who was part of the chairman planning committee, the Center of Information, Press and Public Relations, Lasso. Yesterday, it wasn't only your view, but your view and Jimmy Disu got special recognition awards. So those are the two special recognition awards. And then every journalist from print media, main media, and all sorts of media got awards yesterday. So it was really, really nice. And I love the fact that the food was of very nice quality. I had pottage. Yeah, I was a foodie. It was really nice. Going to school. Thank you very much.
I appreciate those kind of awards because when you bring it to the school, you inspire students to aspire for more.
In fact,
and that is a big deal.
A working radio station. When we were searching for my friend's missing dad sometime back, we announced on Lasso Radio and it covered that area quickly. So I saw the students who were doing all the jingles, the voices behind, working really nice. Under the watch of the present VC, a lot of innovative things are happening in Lasso, and they're
commendable. So on behalf of all the ladies and TVC, actually, thank you to Lasso. Thank you so much for honoring us, and thank you, Nima, for representing us out there.
Right, you have time for your gist. You must have gist today.
Today I don't
have gist today.
Especially, I love the way you're looking this morning.
This is actually supposed to be my signature look, but they always discourage me. All these people always.
No, I will not discourage you. I love
how
you tie your
hair. Yeah, you
don't point
to me. You used to tell me, if I weave on, my husband likes weave on. My husband is like weave on. He likes me looking like that. And this is like this is my real look.
Fine, Mura, you're going to go another round after this one.
Absolutely, I reject it. Mariam needs one.
Mariam. I know that wondering when Mariam was saying she was fasting. Someone was asking me that. What's she fasting for? I said, that's Mariam. She wants to just be healthy all over.
Man, I can't wait to download, man. It's a long wait. It's a long. I look very full.
You look very full.
Let's go on a break. When we come back, we didn't read papers today, did we?
We'll breeze through.
We'll breeze through it. Yeah. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Right, let us see what happened in the Punch. Afenifere Ohaneze back 71 reps bill seeking parliamentary government. That's very interesting. Picture here of a little boy cruising on the lagoon in a bowl of in a boat at Makoko in Lagos. This is right here in Lagos. He's in, for those of you that can see the picture, he's actually in a little boat, and he's in the flood, the water, in the bowl. 4 feared dead in Lagos court clash. Families demand justice. Herdsmen crisis, pain, anger of orphans in IDP camps. INEC PDP disagree over the alleged 33,000 illegal polling units. Ritualists abduct sleeping mother's newborn baby. FG panel probes David Mark's offshore assets. Buhari writes National Assembly, says I'll lay 2019 budget December 19th. President okay 65-year retirement age for teachers and ministers. No, says minister. Reps summon ministers, NNPC boss over illegal subsidy payment. And FG not to blame for electricity crisis, is fashionable. Yes, I noticed that electricity has been up and down recently, but I don't know what's going on. But
I want to take the human interest quickly. So the families of Ayomide Elusaki and Ola Ogunlade of the Gbogbo Bayeku local government development area in Ikorodu are calling for the investigations into the death of their sons. So there was a party happening alongside a hotel opening in that area, and they said cultists took advantage of it. There was serious chaos in the area that led to the death of 4 young men. And this family said they found their 2 sons amongst them, and the excuse is that it was cultists who killed them. Nobody's investigating, and they are calling on the police to do a proper investigation as to the death, and they don't want to take just that excuse of that the cultists took advantage of the situation. There was a traditional event happening as well.
The other human interest, ritualists about abduct sleeping baby.
Yeah, so I have that. So this happened in Ondo State.
Stories, please.
I know.
Go ahead.
This poor woman had her 13-month-old baby, 13-day-old, baby, while they were sleeping on Thursday night. The baby was taken away. An old woman nearby woke up at the time and she saw as they were taking them away. And when she tried to rescue the baby, they used the machete and cut her. And her screams woke neighbors up and everyone, but they ran away with the baby. The police are suspecting. I don't know.
It happened in Akoko, so in the village, you know the way they live, Boli and all those kind of things.
The police are suspecting that they are ritualists and that they are doing everything in their power to find.
People are calling me why are you not traveling to go and give the birth to this baby? But me, I'm just.
It doesn't make any difference. They'll still come back here. Except you want to relocate. At the end of the day, it's the truth. As we get into political season, we're hearing a lot of all these stories spiking up. We need more security officials on top of their game. There's a good story, though. The president, yes, in Punch, the presidency has approved the age 65 as retirement age for teachers. It's good because Adamu, who is the Minister for Education, is saying that we need to tap the resources. We have issues with our educational sector. It's a bedrock of a society's future. So if we have 60-year-olds that are agile and willing to work, we shouldn't just force them into retirement if they can still work for the next 5 years.
Let's quickly now to the nation. 2019, Buhari's veto sparks battle of strength in Senate. Picture here, General Yakubu Gowon and Pastor Adeboye and the Vice President at the State House Conference in Abuja. Is it the Thanksgiving service? I didn't see that. Minimum wage talks at Villa today. Nigeria owes IOCs $5.1 billion, says NNPC. Insecurity, Kwara APC shelves campaign. Senate okays $1 billion for Ajaokuta completion. And Nigeria signs $1 billion intra-Africa trade deal with Afrexim Bank. Okay, so Buhari's veto sparks battle.
Yes, so the Senate...
Was there a veto? What was this about? Sorry.
So the Senate was presided by Ekweremadu yesterday, and the veto was to say that if the president, since the president did not assent to the electoral bill, they were going to waiver him signing and just carry on like that. But then the issue is now, who has the majority in the Senate? Because whoever has the majority will be the one that will be able to vote to carry out the veto. And the majority leader, Lawan, spoke up and said that APC has a majority, gave a number of 57 against 46. Then the Ekweremadu spoke up and said that no, APC has PDP has 59, PDP has 58, APC has 57. My worry is that, is it that the members of the assembly don't know which party they belong to.
I can call my 7-year-old. He can come and count them. Do APC move to one side, PDP, and then we'll count you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that hard?
You don't get it. They don't. The majority leader and the deputy Senate president don't know the numbers of people in each party because they've been cross-carpeting and cross-carpeting. We don't know where anybody stands anymore.
Let's move on to the new Telegraph. Governor's advisor impregnates 15-year-old girl and dates her mother. Procures 3 abortions for schoolgirl. This made front page. Now, this shows that the CEO, the editor-in-chief of Telegraph, obviously understands the importance of these kinds of stories. So this makes a lot of sense. Nigerians, Chadians, Sudanese to vote in 2019, say CUPP and PDP. Reps threaten boycott as Buhari presents 2019 budget December 19th. Social media interactions, Wizkid or Davido, who is a better father?
Oh, God.
And so I honestly, we have to give it to New Telegraph because everybody's talking politics. And they're not using the opportunity to do that. So who has this major headline? Go ahead, Mariam.
I have the story. So this man, he's a former special advisor to Cross River State. His name is Adeolu Adefarasin. And he's been dating this woman called Stella, who used to be married to a well-known pastor. And that pastor was his friend. And when this pastor passed on, he started dating the widow. And they have 2 children. The widow has 2 children with her late husband. And the daughter has been in a relationship with the knowledge of her mother, with this man. He's dating her mother and as well sleeping with her. The girl is 15 years old. And she's had 2 abortions. She's had 3 abortions. The last one caused her uterus to be punctured. And that's why the story came out. Her mother had asked her not to say anything about this situation to anybody, but the teacher found out and put it up on a WhatsApp group. And in that same group, there's this lady called Josephine Chukwuma, who's a human rights activist with Project Alert, and she swung to action. And so the case is now with the police. So this is a relationship.
So the mother and the politician are in the police custody right now.
Yeah, now in police custody. So this is something that was agreed upon. This relationship was agreed by her mom. Her mom had agreed to this, and all the abortions that were carried out with the knowledge of the mother. The mother calls this man destiny saver. That's how she refers to this man.
It's a matter of money.
Just money.
At the end of the day, it's a matter of money. But my shouts, my
I can imagine what's going on through your mind right now.
Yes, now. My call right now is to every girl that finds herself in this situation to know that there is a recourse. She shouldn't feel like my mom has already assigned me to this destiny. You can change your life. You can get help.
But this
you can
is
shout
really
out.
pathetic.
Because this girl is 15. She's not an adult. So she's being exploited by her mom. Any girl in that situation should shout out, should scream.
Who amongst us is going to follow up with this story? Because we need to ensure that this woman is actually prosecuted and convicted of this crime.
On it, and usually they
I
follow
hope that they don't use, the police does not relent in this, you know, the attitude.
Because they get tired after a while.
After a while, because of the caliber of the person. So proper investigation will be medical. It should be totally evidence-based. Take her to a hospital, find out the state of her uterus.
Which governor? Which governor?
And that's the beginning of that.
Governor's advisor.
Cross River.
Muriah, please. The Senate is saying that they are going to present the budget. The president said he will present the budget on the 19th of December.
Vanguard. Okay. Moving on to Vanguard. Don't blame FG for poor power supply, says Fashola. 71 reps move to bring back parliamentary system as bill passes first reading. Interesting. Buhari reassures global community of free, credible, peaceful elections in 2019. Adeolu appoints interim chairman for 18 local governments. I won't rush action on PIB, says Buhari. Let's see. Policy consistency, crucial for foreign investment. Okay, so your story isn't there, but let's take another story.
Okay, let's talk about it. I wanted to take the major headline.
Take the major headline, right.
So the Minister for Power and Works is saying that don't blame the federal government for power failure because, of course, it's been privatized. Talk to your discos and your gencos. And gencos are saying, yes, we've had a wonderful year. We're doing well. And, you know, we can do better. But I want to disagree with my friend, Minister for Works and Power, that regulation in a capitalist system is extremely important.
Thank you.
Very, very important. And we need him. He knows now. We are still trying to get Ikeda Disco to give us prepaid meter for our house. you should please,
You're gonna get what you
No,
need.
but
You're gonna get what you need.
yeah, but the point is, it's
Right.
you cannot abdicate your responsibility.
Right.
You're a regulator
I
in the
missed the
field.
picture of all the Nollywood actors going to Abuja, so I guess they're supporting, they're endorsing our president because they're all here. All the major faces.
You
are
see the
here.
part that is paining me.
Yeah.
Is the Ghana must go that would have exchanged hands.
How would you
Morayo,
do that?
Morayo,
Stop assuming, Jerry.
our
Somebody said that they
celebrities.
traveled. Was it one of the celebrities that went there and didn't get it? Yes, didn't get anything. So don't assume
But
that
then
Buhari
all
will give
this
them anything.
media pale, Jonathan did a lot of
Moving on to daily.
Please, let me take my
We have to
story.
move on.
We're going to run.
Daily
The-
Sun 2019 budget, reps threaten boycott.
Yes.
Yeah, go
So
ahead.
the budget is supposed to be passed, it's supposed to be submitted on the 19th of December. The representatives are threatening that they would boycott receiving it.
No, they
Last
don't
year
approve.
budget was submitted as at November, and yet
Okay, the
it
story.
wasn't approved until May.
The story.
My own shout is that can we put aside our
What did
partisan
the police, what did the
nature?
paper say?
So,
Tope?
Paper said that the
Udoma-
president will submit
Udoma.
the budget by 19th of
2019.
December.
They are angry
And-
that the spokesperson for what budget and whatever said that they were the ones not giving, the National Assembly was delaying
Right.
by not giving them a date.
Can we put
And
aside
he
all
has
these
said that
arguments?
story is not.
Anyway,
And focus
this
on what is important.
parliamentary option is sounds very interesting, but we can't talk about it right because it's just starting.
Well, Mariah,
There's only
we're
past
waiting.
first reading,
The
so we'll see how it
systems
goes.
of government that has worked everywhere in the world, if they come to Nigeria, it will have issue.
Exactly, that's
It will
what
have
I
issue.
feel.
All we need is a
We
autonomous.
fought very well for this democracy that is costing us everything.
All right,
We
let's
fought
go on a
tooth
break.
and nail. People died.
Let's go on a break,
Nigerians.
unfortunately. It's Friday, guys. Please. Everything your papers are politics. Let's go on a break. We come back. An expert in counseling and matchmaking joins the couch. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So join us on the show is the current secretary of the Association for Counseling, Matchmaking and Psychotherapy of Nigeria, ACMPN, and the provost of the Institute of Counseling in Nigeria, Dr. Tolulope Okoigari. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So we would like that matchmaking part jumped at us, but we'll put that on the side for a second. But because I know you'd like to focus a little bit on mental health in relation to corporate productivity.
Right.
Now, how do these two different disciplines interrelate?
Okay, so we are looking at how do people, mental health is a state of complete well-being.
Right.
Like you are mentally stable, you are physically stable,
Right.
you are socially stable. So we are looking at how does this affect your productivity at work? Like in Nigeria, people are concerned about, I'm giving you a job, give me results. So how do people who are not mentally stable, I'm not even talking about mental illness now, that's a different ballgame, but I'm talking about people whose mind are not okay.
People having marital issues,
Emotional
family
imbalance.
problems.
Can you explain how emotional imbalance affects productivity and what your institute plans to use to deal with such situation?
Okay, when you talk about counseling or psychotherapy in this part of the world, we are just warming into that. And so now talking about, in fact, we are not even done with the one-on-one, the marital, which is very, very common. Not to now look at the aspect of the corporate aspect. Now, so if your state of mind is not okay, there is no, that's why you see some people, I mean, when they come to work, all the baggages that they are coming with from maybe their marriage or something that is not working at home, they are coming with that, and that will reflect on everybody in the office somehow. All right, and that kind of a person, there is no way this person is going to perform optimally. So what we are looking at is, it's more about, this is more about sensitization actually.
Right.
It's not majorly about the Institute of Counseling, it's majorly about sensitization to encourage organizations to take a look at the mental health of their staff as 2019
Is
is
it their
coming.
responsibility?
It is. Now, corporate organization does a lot when it comes to training. Like they train you for maybe marketing, human relation, because they feel like, okay, you need to know how to relate well to give us money. You need to know how to market to give us money. But they are thinking your mental health is not their problem. Now we are telling them that if you need to understand that you need to take mental health as seriously as you are taking marketing.
So are you saying that so there has to be some, for most corporate bodies, I feel that you have to sell this to them, it has to pay them in a way.
Okay.
So are you saying to them that, okay, if for now they give you like 50,000 naira comes to you based on the mental health right now, if you add this, what you're doing, counseling, you will get better from your employees and probably earn more from your employees.
100%.
Is that what we're telling them?
100%, because a research shows that in America, I mean, because you know, though they have the data and all of that, in America they lose $6 billion. Corporate bodies lose $6 billion every year as a result of people having relationship, marital, and maybe relationship issues with co-worker, relationship issue with in their marriage. As a result of unstable mental health, they lose $6 billion every year. Now, you can now imagine what will be happening in Nigeria when nobody cares. You're on your own. Totally. You have your baggages, you have your problem, your marriage is not working, your boss is harassing you. The country is not working. You are just there, and the company is expecting you are doing, just give me the, no. The company needs to understand that at the end of the day, this is even more important than marketing, training, and all of that. It's far more at the end of the day.
The Nigerian employer is majorly concerned about making profits. Two, dealing with other factors of business, power, other factors. How do you sell this to a mind that is focused on all that I can gain? This worker, or do you just want to advise them, okay, part-time, test a worker, this worker is not giving you optimal, take him out, find someone who has the mental balance that will help your business because he's focused on his profit? Or do you advise that, okay, spend money that you do not have, that you have to be taxed on training a worker? What's the benefit exactly?
Okay, it's focusing on profit and not taking care of this aspect because it's ignorant. It's penny wise, pound foolish at the end of the day. Now, let me give you a very common scenario. For example, okay, we don't want to talk too much about, I don't know if I can use that word, sex and intimacy. So probably a man who wake up in the morning and is looking for something from the wife, and the woman is saying, no way this morning. I'm telling you, there is no amount of training, no amount of whatever you can give them.
Encourage productivity that day.
No, productivity is at level 0. Now,
if you want to work, I'm saying, listen, you have to compartmentalize. I'll use that word again. It was, what was that girl's name? Priscilla. That's what was that. You have to put things in various compartments. You're at work. You're expected to do your job. Whatever you have with your wife, live it in the house.
There is nothing like work-life balance.
It's all together. You are balanced,
Life happens, and work is part of life. So there's nothing like you put something. It doesn't. Your mind is saying you are telling your body that, but your mind is saying otherwise.
So they say, I'll come to you, Tokwe. The same way the good book tells you, the Bible tells you that, listen, you have to suppress what your body wants to do because the spirit is superior, right? So I'm making that effort to suppress that feeling. Same way, my worker, suppress the inadequacies at home. And then you bring out your productivity.
I agree with you that is a fulfuled body that is productive.
Yes.
Who doesn't agree that? We all agree.
So
I'm
what
saying that we don't use that command.
Is to say that if your organization focuses on the total well-being of a staff,
the productivity
will go up.
Let me paint this picture for you.
So I have a question now.
You just resume work today. So did you have this morning? Did your husband?
No. I do know what we are talking about. In coaching, they actually help you to understand that.
Okay, I'm going to talk about how this can work.
Okay, how does it work?
But let me ask you a question because my friend actually in the US got a job as a life coach in a company.
Okay.
And the idea is to just help motivate the staff towards productivity.
100%.
That's all her job.
100%.
That's all she's doing is to everybody comes to have a meeting with her when they feel
because they have lights, they have water, they have Listen, there are better issues. Stop it.
But if we feel
than mental health.
So how does your organization want to work with the Nigerian system? Are you going to work with HR to train the HR? Or do you want to come in as consultants?
It's in 3 parts. We are looking at, firstly, we could come in and train maybe, let's say, the people, how do you call it? The executive. Yeah. The people who can actually see this and pass it down to others. The people who have serious influence that if they are angry, the whole office is going to be in trouble. Okay, so this kind of people we want to okay, we can train you. Okay. Whatever problem you are going through, if it's work, if it's marriage, if it's sex, if it's relationship, we could help you.
I feel bad that we're out of time already, unfortunately. But is there any information you want to pass out for your
websites?
Okay, and all right. I think people should probably look out for check the Institute of Counselling, ng.org. That's actually the first Institute of Counselling in Nigeria. So we are looking at how we could work on this mental health holistically.
Fantastic. We'll support you the best we can. Anytime you need us, let us know.
Sure.
We're going to break. When we come back, our celebrity guest sits with us. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So we have an actor, speaker, presenter, known for his brilliant performance in the films and TV series like Skinny Girl in Transit. The young actor discovered his passion for acting at a very young age and has since devoted his time to perfecting his craft. Welcome with us, Adeolu Adefarasin.
Hi, how you doing?
You look so much like your dad. Jeez, I'm sure you get that a lot.
A lot.
Like crazy. When I saw you, I didn't even need to know who to ask. So you can call us on 070-806-68014. You could also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. So many things I want to ask you because you just, I would like to focus on your career, but the truth is that it's hard to. Because lots of pastors, you have a question, just wait. Lots of pastors' children are, coming home, returning home. Pastor Mimbo Dukoya's son, and he's there doing his thing on stage. You're not a pastor, you're an actor. Do you feel that pressure to get on the pulpit?
I've never felt a pressure.
Okay.
But I feel like, in terms of how life is happening, it might happen. I feel like ministry is something that it's not limited to a pulpit. Let's put it that way. And I feel like it's what I try and do, be it even in my career. As long as wherever I go, I try to make sure that I'm living a life that reflects my beliefs. Right. And more so than also my acting, my presenting, talk show and stuff. It's laced with my values, and there's no way that I can hide from it. Yes. I just feel like. I've never felt a pressure to get on the pulpit. My parents have never ever said that, oh, this is what
you have to be.
No.
No wonder, it makes sense now.
Never come up.
Because when you spoke the first time, what I noticed that all the UK British, you didn't have an accent. You spoke right, but you don't have an accent.
He has an accent.
Doesn't have an accent.
A bit subtle.
I'm not hearing any funny
I feel like you know
the American accent, which is a bit.
That's how you know the rich people from the poor people. The poor person,
the
only currency you have is a thick British accent. Because somebody who's been traveling all his life, you just have this very subtle, not in your face.
I claim it in Jesus' name.
All right, but let me let Mariam jump in.
Yes. I was going through some of your interviews and I find that there's something you use all the time when they ask you how you got a role, how you got a particular job, and then you say unmerited favor. I'm like, oh, this pastor, pastor's kids. Does hard work, does that come into play at all?
Of course hard work comes into it, but the thing is that this industry, people can work very, very hard and make very, very little progress. And sometimes it is literally, like I can't describe it as anything other than favor. The first few jobs I did, when I got the wedding party role, I got the audition, but even getting the audition is favor. Like it was like, how do you get there in the first place? So in the wedding party, the best man it was my very small role. The best man who can't make it to the wedding, who's all in the hospital. That was me. That was the very first thing I did when I got back. And then Skinny Girl in Transit.
Nathan.
I was Nathan. And how I got that, now see, that's when I say merited favor, people wonder why. But
because let me tell you why. Because there's this belief that when it's unmerited favor, you can just sit at home and then it falls on you.
Hard, but it's a process because at the end of the day, what my team is that I just go home and I just got stuff. But I stayed in England and America for a few years before I decided to come back, and I was trying and playing my craft and learning about myself. And then when I got Skinny Girl in Transit, what happened is, honestly, someone came to visit my mom who had not seen my mom in years. Like, not seen my mom since she was in uni. It turned out to be Bimbo's mom.
Yeah,
right?
that's crazy.
So I get the favor part.
Right, so there comes the favor, and I was like, I hadn't even heard of Skinny Girl in Transit, but people had talked about it, so I was like, let me eventually watch this show. I'd gone to America to to get all my stuff back to Nigeria, and I finally watched the show, and I was like, it's nice, let me just message this person. And at that time, they were auditioning for the 3rd season. So the fact that it took me so long to even send the message meant that the message, when I sent the message, was in time for when they needed somebody.
See? That was the American favor. Okay. Now, I'll talk about your talk show. That's for men, because you said that you realized that in church you guys used to have events and men don't show up. We experienced that in our place of worship too. You have this wonderful training sessions and the men don't show up. The women get so equipped with information. They try to go home and share, and husband like, I beg. So how has been your experience working with men, getting them to open up to real life issues?
I think the thing is that men are willing to speak. It's just about creating the situation and that men are comfortable speaking in, because we've done a lot, and the reason why men run away from church and things like that is because we make it seem very feminine. We talk a lot about love, and Jesus is love, and love just seems very feminine things. The guys don't really realize that also in the Bible they're also
wearing pink.
Really? Don't worry, we're good now.
That's why he's hosting the talk show. That's why he's the
I
one
want to ask you about something, because are you familiar with Mount Zion Ministry? Have you heard about them?
I've heard about it, but I'm not I won't say I'm familiar
with them, okay, but you've heard about them and you understand what they're doing, like they produce content that are gospel and Christian based. Are you looking towards producing specific content that are purely gospel, clean, all that, or you just want to?
So I wouldn't say that. I don't want to limit myself, but in the same way, obviously, everything I take, I try and look at the moral values behind it. Even if a role might seem a little bit somehow, because the thing is, first off, I don't believe that we should shy away from the truth about what's going on in the world. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to deal with the issues.
So you can kiss in a movie?
Yeah. I've done it.
Oh, Pastor Adeolu Adefarasin song can kiss in a movie.
It's not but it's a thing about at the end of the film, what are the values that are being pushed, as opposed to, am I condoning drug use? I wouldn't want to do that. There's different kind of things.
Wrong values.
Yes, but I'm happy to do a film. What I want to do is I want to create films that have good values, but then you cannot, if we test them as Christian, even Christians don't go and watch Christian films that much. So that's the thing. We have to make sure we're talking something that can hit a mass.
So I was wondering, British National Youth Theatre, stage and all that, when you came back to Nigeria, you went into film production, film acting, not stage at all. And Bolale Osipiters is doing amazingly well with her stage plays and all that. Why are you not looking into?
And I would love to work with her. I actually would like to get back on stage, because stage is where my passion is actually. It's what I prefer as an actor. But let's be honest, money is in film.
They say it's paying now. Lala was here, she said it pays.
It pays after you've built yourself up. Lala did not run onto the stage immediately and make all her money quickly. You build yourself up, and these are the things that we've got to like think about. But I'm definitely looking to get on stage.
So you're home now?
I am.
So how has it been?
I feel like the first 6 months is always that challenge, right? And after you kind of break through
6
it,
months, good.
Right, but I think it's one of those things. There are a lot of things that are obviously frustrating and things that you want to change. But I've come to acknowledge you're always a second-class citizen wherever it's not home. And at the same time, we complain a lot about Nigeria, but if you're not going to be here to change it, while Nigeria goes, what are you going to do? You run away, you're not home wherever you are. And if Nigeria ends up going down, where are you going to come home to?
So you've been here 3 years, right?
Yeah.
You've been back 3 years, I mean, and you said that there are a few things you had, you had heard about Nigeria, like a few myths about Nigeria. Nollywood is what you said.
Yeah.
So I want to know what were the specific myths, and what has changed your mind since then, and what are the things that you feel that you can add to make it no different?
I mean, look, the thing is, the industry is growing. It was whether they were myths or they weren't myths, there were probably things that were largely true. But the thing is that the industry is changing, it's growing. But you watch classic Nollywood stuff and you get worried, because you watch all those scenes that the scene could have finished in 30 seconds, but they're showing you 10, 15 minutes of literally.
I can feel you
for 5 minutes.
I understand.
So, you unfortunately have to go on a break. When we come back,
we'll dig into the pastoral side.
No, I want to dig into the
personal
relationship.
side.
That's right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
We know that you're an actor. We know you like stage. We know that you've done all those big, nice productions. But how has it been on the dating scene? You know, fine for like you, son of a very guiding light assembly, prominent pastor.
For next speaking.
How has it been? Have you dated in 3 years in Nigeria?
Of course.
Of course, no.
No, of course. Yes, I have.
What if you don't like
I have.
I don't want to want him to lie.
Please, go ahead.
It's not good to lie.
I've dated. I did the dating thing for when I first moved back. Obviously, like, you know, it's interesting, good way to get to know people. It was fun. I'm now in a settled relationship. So
you're off the market. Oh my goodness,
You're off the
that's
market.
so sad.
So there's a tweet. Andrew is saying it's easy.
Sorry,
for,
wait.
Wait,
This person, you met the person in
I'm trying to
Nigeria?
save your life.
You met the person in Nigeria or
I
the
met
person
the
in
person
UK?
in Nigeria.
So in these 3 years, you met the person. See how God just favor one person.
Okay, so I want to ask you a question.
Can I take my tweet?
Being a pastor's son, please, and I need to. You knew about the bashing that the freeze has been giving pastors concerning tithes, pastors that are wearing bling bling. I hear your dad's cufflinks to the wristwatch. You know, those kind of like pastors are living lavish off church members and all that. How do you feel when you get that? You grew up in the church. How do you feel when people attach the success of your parents to milking poor members?
I feel like, look, the truth is that all this stuff doesn't start by accident, right? There are pastors out there doing it. That's why. And you see, and it's one of those things I always find very hard to understand. Because, you know, even when it comes to little things, like right now we have a conference we're setting up for at the church. And when you listen, we have people that so much respect for. Because there are certain people that you call them to preach and they don't charge. And there are people that charge. And it's like, how do you justify how much you're charging a church when it's something to do with ministry? God. And so it's understandable that there's a lot of people that go through that kind of stuff and have that understanding. But
let me take this call from Basti, then I come to tweet. Basti, are you there?
I did.
Morning, thanks for calling.
Oh, God.
Thank you very much. Can I have a question?
Go ahead.
2 questions for your guest.
Okay.
Can I go ahead?
Hi.
Good morning.
Good
morning.
Yes, I have 2 questions for you. One easy and one a bit hard. Okay.
Go ahead.
The first question goes with is concerning your dad, I believe, married from across the ethnic divide.
Yeah.
I would like you to make a statement. What do you think? And do you think it's possible you also do that? That's the easy question, actually. And the second question has to do with something that hitherto been a controversy here in Nigeria. That's a tithe issue. I just want to make a statement concerning payment of tithe. Payment of tithe.
Thank you.
Right.
2
Thank
questions.
you very much for the opportunity
Your dad
to ask
married
this question.
across ethnicity, that your mom is not a Yoruba person. How do you feel about that? And 2, what's your opinion on tithing?
So just to clarify, my dad, because you guys were getting into mistaken with, so my uncle is Pastor Paul.
Yes.
My
We
dad
know
is
now.
Pastor Wale. So
Yes.
my dad married along the same
That-
ethnicities.
Yeah.
as
His
Yoruba.
pastor
Yeah.
So it's
is,
Okay.
it's you're right. And the tithe issue. It's
pay
a hugely controversial. I do pay tithe, but I don't believe. Look, when Jesus Christ died on the cross, he died for all of our sins. He died for everything. I don't think there's anything that you're going to do and that is going to be a source of punishment. They say that you didn't pay your tithe and God is going to punish you for it. You know, all our sins are washed in the river of forgetfulness. So I don't believe that is something that's like, a huge thing that if you don't pay your tithe, you're going to go to hell. That's not a matter at all, and that's not
All right,
something.
take a few tweets.
Andrew in Streetum says, it's easy for Mr. Adefarasin to come back home. After all, he has the Adefarasin brand and influence, helping him settle in easily. There are millions of Nigerians abroad that can't do that. It's one leg abroad and one leg in Nigeria. You have to be wise, Joe. So my question really is, do you feel that because of your family name, whatever achievements you have or successes is just, ascribed to what they do?
Look, I mean,
Not even the buffer.
there's no pretense that like
It didn't help.
it didn't help, and it's not about saying my name. I don't think that that's what it is, but I believe that what it is that at the end of the day, my dad is a person that has, because of his values, because of the kind of person he is, people like him, and he has the ability therefore to be able to say that because he can call someone and ask them to do a favor, and but at the end of the day, there's so many people that can do that. But you still have to work hard and prove yourself when you get
You either
there.
have it or you don't.
You've got to work hard and prove it when you get there.
Yeah, already to
Without the switch, you want to
Okay.
take.
exactly the question.
Okay.
So.
Should I read one tweet?
Yeah, please.
The only way you can make men come to church, into a church setting, is to have service for mechanics, and in that service, you bring everything to do with mecho into this. Oh my God!
We have to run off.
sorry.
What are you working on? What should we have your viewers look out for?
So my talk show, I'm working on the 3rd season at the moment. It's currently...
Is it online?
It is online.
Okay.
It's online and on TV. So it's out there. I'm working on the 3rd season. I can currently be seen in King of Boys. And yeah, that's what I'm working on at the moment. I'm also working on a couple of things, because I believe that it's important we talk about serious issues going in towards these elections, because I believe that young people need to realize the power of their vote.
So definitely we'll bring you back on that, on topics related to elections. And when we have issues that have to do with men,
Please.
when are you getting married?
Let the Lord deal with that timing.
Seriously,
Nothing
no,
is
what's
short.
that?
Look.
Okay,
Nice
have you proposed?
No, I haven't.
Also, just have a set.
Yeah.
Okay, so she cannot. You may lose her.
Therefore, I cannot.
You may lose her if you don't speak.
Don't worry.
You won't lose her. You
Don't
sure?
worry, I'm good.
Yes, all right.
like all those.
I'm saying, how you not propose? I'm saying you have a such link. So please, okay. Anyways, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you very much.
Your view repeats as at 11 p.m. If you want to be part of our live audience next week, on Christmas, actually,
Yes,
Christmas
Christmas
Day.
Day.
Please come early. Send your name to 08136183378. You see the number on the screen. So you can be part of the audience because we want to have planning something nice and interesting for Christmas. So hopefully you can be there early. Have a fabulous day. We'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.